Thank you for tuning in today and welcome to the today's session. And I hope you're having a fantastic day and I thank you for your valuable time. And today we're going to discuss a wonderful book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And why I say always it's a wonderful books because I tend to read good books and explore and try to understand and see what best I can put in practice. And when I'm excited how it can help you to think, and then there are some new sites you always pick up that will be able to help for you to do better in what you do. So it might take a little longer because there are quite a lot of points to cover, and stick to it as long as you can, and then even if you pick up a couple of points, and I'm sure it's going to help you in a long run, of course, by applying the principles. So I just said, this Slight Edges book is written by Jeff Olson with his own experiences and then with his own failures and how he raised above and what are the things that he could find on the way which could help people around him, and then he wrote a book and then eventually it became a success, and moreover that it is helping many people, and so to do the better in what they do. So this book is all about giving an examples of how a long-term perspective can do to your life, and then what it can do, and then what results it can bring, rather than a quick fixes or the results what we expect in an instant. It's like an instant coffee is that what you can make very quickly, but instant success is pretty much not is going to happen to you. But then this is how the book is all about. So again, this is for the people who is focusing for a long term, and the strategies what you could use and a simple steps which can get you a long way. So let's get into it. Nothing ever stays the same. Everything is in motion. Always everything is changing. So you can apply that in your life. Nothing is the same. Everything is in a constant motion and constant change. Think about your profession. Think about your body. Think about your family. Think about your friends and colleagues. We are in motion. So that you really need to understand that nothing stays permanent. Your success don't stay permanent. Your failures don't stay permanent. So you need to keep doing what you should be doing it. So nothing ever stays the same. Everything is in motion. Always everything changes. So the second point is really interesting. Basically, what is happening is, I'm sure that this is one of the examples that he gives in his book, that whenever he had a failure and also he had a success, but when he reached to that point, then he thought he just staying just right above the sea level, or the water where you don't sink, and then he stopped doing what he used to do, and then that's why he stepped back, and then you went down again. So that's basically the pattern that we are always following, and as a human being, that's what he says. So that is something to be looked into. So when people are looking down the barrel of failures in their lives, they will do whatever it takes to get themselves moving, anything to start climbing upward toward the point of survival. And then once they get to the point where they are keeping their heads above the water, they start heading back down again as they start getting close enough to the failure line that they cannot see it moving any further. Oops, they think that I'm headed to a failure, and then again I start doing what I used to do, so that they are doing up and down and dancing in the same level. We quit doing the things that got us here. So that's what he clearly refers. So if you see the positive momentum coming up, and then when you reach to a stable level of right above the water, and then he said that we quit things what we did so that we don't go further. But then again, if you don't do what you should be doing, then you're going to go down. So he says there is a line, either you go upward or you go downwards. This is how it is. Keep doing the things that got you this far, always. So always think that keep doing the things that whatever the things you are doing it, where you reach, and then never stop doing that one. Things like taking a few dollars out of a paycheck, putting it into the savings and leaving it there, or doing a few minutes of exercise every day, or not skipping it, or reading 10 pages of inspiring or educational book, or taking a moment to tell someone how much you appreciate them is something that you should always focus. You have complete control over the direction the rest of your life takes. So we're not talking about the past and then what you want to see yourself, the actions should be taken today. Organizations can teach you how to do the exact the same thing, but same like you go to seminars, etc. In 20 minutes, the chances are it wouldn't work for you. Now he says very two simple examples. Why not? Because how to do is not the issue. Because if we don't fundamentally change the way we believe and we think, then you will have rearranged in the mind what is being said by the person who is already successful. So by the time you leave room, so you're already making your own arrangement based on the circumstances you have it, and you will have reinvented by the end of the day when you go to the bed, and in the morning you won't even recognize the same information what was passed on to you like in a previous day when you attended a seminar. You can recall this to your life and then you exactly know what we're referring to. It's same like you attend a same motivational speaker, you fired up, you're listening, so on and so forth. But by the end of the thing, or by the end of the day, all the things what is being said, you brain arranged in such a way which can fit to your lifestyle basically, whether taking some things for granted or maybe thinking that, oh no, that's not going to work out for me, and things like that. So that by the next day, that's why most of these motivational things, it's a constant reminder is what keeps you get to the point where you could believe. So one time, two time, you're just going to make up your mind the way you know. The same reasons the diets don't work, the same reason gym memberships don't magically make you more fit, because it's not how to do it, and it's all about how you change yourself fundamentally. And that's the difference, basically. A positive philosophy turns into a positive attitude, which turns into a positive actions, which turns into a positive results, which turns into a positive lifestyle. So positive, positive, positive. Stay positive. Your philosophy is what you know, how you hold what you know, and how it affects what you do. Thomas J. Watson, the founder of IBM, had a formula: double your rate of failure. So there is a natural progression to everything in life, be it in animal forms, be it in human forms, be it in the plants, whatever it is. Plant, cultivate, and harvest. And he says that even though these are the fundamental, and then people are forgetting. People only plant and they want to harvest. So the cultivation is not happening in between. So some things might take 3 months, some things make 6 months, even the crops I'm referring to, and some fruits even take 2 years or 3 years the first fruit to come. So for example, mango tree. So but then if you lose that cultivation part, you're not going to see unless until coming out of the forest and with natural resources. But that's not how our life functions. So whatever you plant is something that you wanted to you're deciding to see where you want to go. Cultivate is something that you need to do over a period of time with accumulation, and harvest is what the results you're going to gain. So simple way to put across. Struggling to keep their heads above water, not the solution for a long-term growth. It is a steady, repeated action of water that can wear even the hard rock to a smooth surface. Whatever you are after, whatever you want to create in your life, or whatever kind of love you most passionately want, go for it. Today, money management philosophy is there's a Parkinson's law he refers. He says that today money management philosophy is I will spend whatever I have and little more. So that's our philosophy. That's why many people get into their debts and with all the problems what we're going through as in recent times. So gold medal marathon runners also eat and sleep. So do the people who is 30 to 40 pounds of overweight. People who make a lot of money read books, and people who are broke also read books, but they just choose a different books. Eating the burger is just a simple error in a judgment. Not eating it, a simple positive action. When you make the right choice, you don't see the results immediately, at least on that day. And that is the problem, what we see in our life. Many people lead lives thinking what I do right now doesn't really matter. Not knowing what you do every moment matters, what you do today matters, and what you do every day matters for you. Time is a force that magnifies those little, almost as small, seemingly insignificant things you do every day into something titanic and unstoppable. Consistently repeated daily actions plus time equal to very good results. You supply the actions, the universe will supply the time. The trick is to choose the actions that, when multiplied by this universal amplifier, will yield the results you want, to position your everyday actions so time make it work for you and not against you.